The internet can be a dark place.
Good afternoon, this is News 2, and we are following a breaking story today.
Filled with dark, disturbing things that anyone can have access to with just a click of a button is truly unsettling. But for the most part, the internet has hours worth of disturbing pieces of media. Today, we're going to be looking at 4 unsettling things I found on the internet. Buckle up, because we're going to go deep into the internet. And one more thing. It's good to be back. As I was scrolling, there was one post that caught my eye. From a post called r/morbid reality, it reads, Ramstein airshow disaster, left 70 dead and hundreds injured. On August 28th, 1988, 300,000 spectators were gathered around to absorb the Flugtag 88 show. The location was at a Ramstein airbase. What seemed to be an ordinary airshow for everyone to enjoy quickly turned into a tragedy. In the Reddit post is a video. Let's take a look at it.
The accident occurred at Ramstein Air Base during a controversial air show. An Italian acrobatic team, the Tricolori, or Tricolor Arrows, tried to execute a difficult maneuver when something went wrong. One of the jets collided with 2 others about 100 feet off the ground, and all 3 crashed. The crowd, mostly made up of American servicemen and their families, raced for cover as exploding fuel and burning debris rained down from high above.
It was just like a madhouse. Everybody was just running away from the fire because the cars got caught on fire, the trucks caught on fire. But one thing I got to say, the emergency people were there quick.
Authorities say the solo plane in the formation apparently failed to gain the correct altitude to fly the maneuver properly. The other 2 planes crashed away from the crowd of 200,000. Earlier, protesters had staged a rally calling
28 people lost their lives instantly due to them getting hit with loose parts. No matter how disturbing the video was, the photos taken at the exact moment is enough to make your heart stop. What makes matters worse is that the plane crashed into a medical helicopter. 500 people needed medical assistance, but without no helicopter, they can't get help right away. Half an hour later, the first medical helicopter showed up to take the severely injured, but it still wasn't enough for the rest. It got into a point where people would take the injured to the hospital using their own vehicles, but sadly, it wasn't enough to save everyone. This accident killed 70 people. Nobody deserved to die that day. So let's hope that this never happens again. Now, I'm sure y'all heard of this story before. Not that long ago, a boy named Riker Webb was playing in his parents' front yard. The dad that was watching him went inside for a minute to grab something. When the father returned, Riker completely disappeared. The father looked around, thinking the boy was nearby, and that he would find him in no time. The sun was starting to set, and the 2 parents started to panic, considering where they live has bears and mountain lions. Thinking that the boy just wandered off, not knowing where he was going, could most likely come face to face with these predators. Later on, the Montana Air Guard were notified of the situation and quickly turned into action. The team sent out helicopters and drones, hoping for them to spot little Riker. Unfortunately, they had to stop. and settled on finding him on foot due to heavy thunderstorms in the area. After many hours and days of searching, the rescue team has finally found him, hiding behind an abandoned shed.
All right, I want to turn now to this really unbelievable story that we found. It's a story of survival, effectively, but police are still trying to piece a lot of it together. A 3-year-old boy found alive and in good health after being missing for 2 full days in the wilds of Montana. Little boy's name is Riker Webb. He was last seen on Friday playing with his dad in their backyard. Dad just scooted inside for a hot minute, but then when he came back, Riker was nowhere to be found. Dad started searching the property, the neighboring properties. The police started a formal search 2 hours later. Code red is issued. More than 50 people actively searching for Riker. Brought in the dog teams, the drones. The sun set on day 1. There's no sign of that 3-year-old. Same story on day 2, no Riker. But then they finally spotted him on Sunday. And Riker was 2.4 miles away. He was reportedly hungry and thirsty and cold, understandably, but again, alive and in good health. And I am right now joined by the Lincoln County Sheriff, Darren Short, who led the search for Riker. Oh, Sheriff, first of all, thank you for being here, and thank you for doing the job and finding that little...
Thankfully, the boy was found and unharmed. Now, this is the part where it gets disturbing. Let me show you what I mean. Here's a picture before Riker went missing. And here's a picture after they found him. Now, according to the Montana police, the boy walked 2.4 miles away from his home, alone. A 4-year-old walked 2.4 miles alone, with predators and a thunderstorm. Everyone, including me, find that kind of hard to believe. Especially a 4-year-old walking alone in a trail with predators and a thunderstorm. But Riker Webb said he was alone, so I guess he was alone. People all over social media have made crazy conspiracies about this whole situation. The least extreme one is that there was another person involved in this whole situation and left Riker in the shed. It could make sense because for us people to believe that Riker walked 2.4 miles away from his home alone, it doesn't add up. That's one thing we could believe, but we have to believe what the Montana police said. And according to Riker, he was alone. And the most extreme conspiracy theory is this isn't Riker, and that's a skinwalker pretending to be Riker. Even though this conspiracy theory is not true, the photo taken right after Riker was found made him look completely different, due to him being hungry, thirsty, and scared. No kid should ever go through what Riker went through. So if you ever have a child, make sure to keep your eye on him, no matter what. On February 25th, 2014, a body was discovered in a beach in Cornwall, England. But after the police took a further look at the situation, they noticed that there were many things that didn't add up. The police were able to track down Alan's movements on the security cameras. The footage shows Alan walking around the street up until 6:36 p.m. Keep in mind that this was just a day before police found his body. The thing that made police suspicious about this is that they found a sock with earphones wrapped around and stuffed inside Alan's mouth. The police also discovered a wallet and a jacket, and also a photo of Alan jail when he was just 2 years old. This photo was near Alan's body when police found him. Investigators found out that the jacket that was with Alan was not the jacket that he was wearing when he was missing. To this day, no one really knows what happens to Alan jail. The police are convinced that this isn't just a suicide. Many people believe that there is more to this case, and there might be a murderer out there that might do the same to other people. Alan Geo was described as a lonely man who loved playing video games and seen as a pretty good guy. I hope he finds peace, and I hope we find justice, and to finally unsolve this mystery. We just dove into 3 unsettling things I found on the internet. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I apologize if this video felt rushed, and let me know if you guys want me to do this again. I was working on another video, but decided to do this one instead. I want to give a special shout out to Nexpo for giving me the idea to do something similar to what he was doing. I really love what he's doing, and I really want to do something similar. So, thank you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.